Today I woke up and I bounced out of bed, and I haven't bounced out of bed in a while, and I think it's because every morning I've been doing yoga. It's been part of like my new morning routine, which is like I get up, I have a big glass of warm water, and I have a probiotic. I don't put lemon in my water, and I know lots of people do, but I find that actually erodes my teeth and my teeth aren't as strong, so I've been stopping doing the lemon in the water. And then I hit the mat and do some yoga, like sun salutes, some back bends, some headstands, whatever I fancy doing, however energetic I'm feeling in the morning. And then I wait a little bit, and I'm still doing intermittent fasting, sort of 14 to 18 hours. So I'll have a shower, meditate before I have brekkie, and doing this morning routine has changed my life. And I'm actually going to base this vlog all about some of the habits that have changed my life, that I've picked up over, you know, the last, I'd say 10 years through my journey in wellness and health. And I want to share them with you so they can change your life. My makeup, keeping it quite simple. I'm using a Veda lipstick, which is called Kimmy Fig, which is so nice, really like natural colour. And then I'm just using MAC False Lashes Extreme Black on my eyes. So pretty much when I'm working at home, I just do like a little bit of lippy, a little bit of tinted moisturiser, and a little bit of mascara. That's it. I mean, just hanging out by myself at home. Okay, the first life-changing habit is carrying a water bottle with me at all times. Now, I carry a big Swell water bottle, which is about 800 mils, and I have it with me at all times because it reminds me to drink water. I think we all know we need to drink more water. It's good for our skin, it's good for our energy. It's actually the thing that we need more than anything, and yet we often don't do enough of it. So I think having that bottle in front of you reminds you to do it. So I would grab a reusable water bottle. It's also so important for the environment. We are throwing away hundreds of millions of plastic water bottles pretty much every second, and we need to be cutting down on that. So there's an environmental element, but there's also the element that it will actually help you drink more water. So I'd really recommend grab yourself a big bottle of water. It's changed my life in terms of helping me drink more water. I see it there, it reminds me to drink enough. It also makes me realize how much I've drunk, because sometimes I get to the end of the day and I'm like, how much water have I drunk? I don't really know. So I like to see it's 800 mils. I know if I drink 3 of them, that's a really good amount of water for the day. Sometimes I do 2, sometimes I do 2.5. It depends. And then obviously you can have some herbal teas in between. But if you drink a cup of coffee, anything that's caffeinated, it actually dehydrates you. So just make sure you're drinking an extra glass of water on top of that. So for breakfast, I'm having a blueberry smoothie with blueberries, almond milk, some Form protein powder and some collagen powder, just blended together. This is a classic breakfast I have most mornings. So I'm really trying to chew my smoothie instead of slurp it. It just helps with digestion, which brings me on to my second healthy habit of the day. Something I do every morning is positive affirmations. Now, I think we can be unbelievably cruel to ourselves saying like, I'm too fat, I'm too ugly, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough. you know those thoughts. So every morning I'll say 5 positive affirmations to myself, which along the lines of I'm good enough, I'm strong, I'm beautiful, anything that I potentially think is negative and I want to attract into my life, I'll say I am. And I think those words are really powerful. I do them every day and I think they make me really positive, they make me more confident, and there's something really simple and free that everyone can do. I think we need to all be more self-accepting and more confident within ourselves, and I think this is definitely the first step towards that. So give it a go. You know, it's really helped me, it's really changed my life, because before I think I was really insecure and much more down on myself, and I think, you know, fake it till you make it. Say these things to yourself until you believe them. So I'm shooting recipes today. Here are the recipes that I've made, and this is all the mess that I've made. As you can see, I'm pretty messy. It's not a good habit of mine. I've made 7 recipes now, and I'm making them for this very exciting new digestion program that I'm going to be launching. IBS is something I've suffered with for a very long time, and I want to make it better for everyone else. So I hope you guys will enjoy it. It's not coming out for a little while, it's going to take me a while to develop, but make sure you're signed up to my newsletter, which you can sign up to via my website to be the first to know about it, because I can't wait to share it with you. My next habit that I do that makes me have a healthy and happy life is to sip on peppermint and licorice tea throughout the day. Now this tea, if you've not tried it, is the best thing ever, and I go on about it quite a lot, but when I love something I do chat about it a lot because it's naturally sweet and it doesn't spike your blood sugar levels in the way that any form of sugar would. It's really calming for the adrenals, it tastes sweet, it's got that peppermint in there, so really good for digestion, really soothing. And if you're someone that gets like sugar cravings throughout the day, I would really recommend to sip on this. So this is something that I like to have a cup or 2 cups every day, often in the evenings when I'm really desperately needing something sweet, and I've already had dessert and I feel like I probably don't need something else to have. So that is something that I have. So for lunch I'm going to be having some salmon with rice noodles and some bok choy. So on to my next healthy habit is to portion up in the kitchen. So I'm someone that can really overeat. I can snack and snack and snack. So what I try and do is portion up in the kitchen and then take it to the dining room and sit down there at the table, rather than having tons of food in front of me at the dining table, which I'll just keep on eating. So I find this is a really good habit for not overeating, if you just portion up in the kitchen instead of kind of having all the food there at the dining table. And then obviously if you want more, you can go back to the kitchen and grab it, but I think when it's in front of you, if you're like me, you just end up eating it. So made myself another cup of peppermint and licorice tea, and I just came upstairs because Shay is the most amazing person in the world, but is a bit distracting when I'm working because I just want to play with him all the time. So he's playing downstairs and I'm upstairs. Just, I've got to get through my emails, I need to finish tidying up the kitchen. I'm going out for dinner tonight. Kieran and I are going to his restaurant Boma just for an early dinner. As our nanny is here this afternoon, so we can have a little bit of time together, and then we'll be back home in time before she leaves and we can put Shay to bed, which will be lovely. I was thinking a little bit more about some of the other healthy habits that I have, and that comes to having good cupboards. So I feel like it's about 4 p.m. at the moment, so it's a good time to have a snack. And I think that when you're hungry, like around snack time or in the evenings, and you go to raid your cupboards, it's all about having healthy cupboards. So one of the best habits I've had is trying to always keep healthy cupboards. So making sure there's nice things like nuts and seeds to snack on, veggie sticks, hummus in the cupboard and fridge, so that when it comes to snack time that I'm reaching for more healthy, nutritious things. Of course I have treats, I have them all the time, but I tend to have them out. I quite like having, you know, dessert after a meal out in a restaurant, because I'm someone that goes overboard. When there's a piece of cake, sorry, when there's a whole cake in the house, I eat the whole thing. I'm not very good at portion size. So I'm gonna have some cashew nuts as a snack this afternoon. I normally have a good handful of them. That kind of keeps me going, and I love snacking on nuts. I'm one of those people that has loved nuts and olives since I was born. My mum said that wherever she brought me, like on holiday, as long as there was some nuts and olives, I would be happy. And I feel like I'm exactly the same person as I was as a little teeny tiny Madeleine that I once was, a long time ago. We decided to stay in and just have dinner with Shay and chill. So for dinner, I made some Miso roasted aubergines with sesame, tofu, courgettes, cucumber and some basmati rice. Just a really yummy dinner. I often try and eat a bit more carbohydrates in the evenings. It just helps me sleep better. So I'm someone that doesn't often need that much carbohydrate, but I find in the evenings it just gives me a more restful sleep. So we're gonna have a really nice evening, just chill, watch a movie, relax, which comes on to another of my healthy habits that I have that I was thinking about today, and that is about the thoughts you have in your head. And I think one of the biggest life-changing things for me was the victim tape that I played in my head. Now, to give you some background of how this all came about, I was living in Australia and I did this power yoga challenge, and for 40 days you had to do yoga every day and meditate every day. So this was huge for me. I'd never done anything like this, especially it was quite disciplined as well, which I'm a bit of a rebel when it comes to these sorts of things. When people tell me to do something, I'm like, I'm not going to do that. It's not a great trait of mine. Anyway, I did it, so it's very good for my mental focus. But part of it, in the meditations, we did these weekly talks, and one day they said, you know, what tapes do you play in your head? Like, what are the consistent themes in your mind? And one of them for me, when I started to watch my thoughts and watch what was going on for me, was what I call the victim tape. And it would be where I play out scenarios where potentially, I don't know, something bad happened to me and I'd be rescued by an amazing guy, or like something bad happened to me at work and suddenly I would fix things and I'd be the hero. And it was almost that I was constantly playing these scenarios in my head that something bad had to happen to me for something good to happen. And of course we're conditioned to think this, like, we've been grown up in the world of Cinderella and stories like this where things go wrong and things go right. But I think in a way it's quite negative, because, you know, I don't think that you need to be a victim. I don't think we should ever be. I think we need to be our own heroes and our own stories. So what's your thoughts if you feel like there's something particular you're doing, you know, a tape you're playing, thoughts you're constantly having that you don't think serve you? Then the first step is being conscious of it, and then trying to switch to a more self-loving, more happy tape that lifts you up and lightens you up, because I know that that really makes a difference for me, and I think it's one of the things that's made me much happier and confident as a person. So I wanted to share that with you. I can't believe how light it is. It's like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, and it's still so bright and light and lovely. I guess that's summer for you. Right, I'm heading to bed. Well, not quite yet, it's still quite early, but I'm kind of going into my wind down phase. So my final habit that I have for you to share that's changed my life is the fact that I always try to go to bed early, and I do a bit of a wind down in the evenings. If you want me to do a dedicated video to this, I will, because I think it deserves a dedicated video, my evening bedtime routine. But I often run a bath, I'll do some facial massage, I'll cleanse my skin, I'll take a little bit more time with it. And I like to do these things to wind down through the day. You know, my job is very much like social media, online, looking at emails on my computer. It's a lot of stimulation, and I think we expect ourselves to just like switch off and go to sleep at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, whatever time you go to bed. And I think that's really hard, and often that's why we lay awake like wired. So this evening routine kind of winds me down, it gets me ready for bed, it helps me sleep deeper. I think going to bed early is so good for you because it means you wake up early, get more stuff done, you kick ass. And also, especially with Shay, you know, he goes to bed early and wakes up early, and I want to be there in the morning to spend that with him. So yeah, I kind of do a nice wind down. I often, I'll lie in bed reading for a bit as well, which I love, with a proper paper book, not with a Kindle. For me, paper books are like the way that I switch off, and I kind of read all sorts of different things, from fiction to non-fiction. Sometimes I want to just read something quite mindless, sometimes I want to read something that I feel like I'm educating myself, so it depends what kind of mood I'm in. So guys, that is the end of my vlog. I didn't have any dessert tonight. I don't know, I felt quite full from today. Like sometimes I do have dessert, but tonight I didn't. I don't know, just wasn't in the mood. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a big thumbs up if you loved it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're not already. And I'll be doing lots more of these what I eat in a day videos, and I hope you like these habits. I hope some of these habits are something you might start in your life, and I hope they will change your life because they've really helped me, and if I can share that with you, that is the most special thing in the world. I love you very much, and I'll see you in my next video.